If you've been watching this channel for some time now, then you know that I love jumping on my trampoline in my free time. Having visualizations, being creative, and enhancing your mind in general are one of the most important activities and good and healthy habits that you should do in your free time because they literally build you up for success in the long term. Through visualizations, you literally imagine your future self and you can overcome past traumas because you can think back to those bad experiences and rewire them inside of your brain through powerful mindsets. When you become more creative, you can just visualize on a whole another level, of course, because you get new ways of thinking when you indulge in culture, in media, and other stuff like this. When you read books, you enhance your vocabulary, you get new ideas, and yeah, and you can form new ideas when you're on the trampoline also. The point that I'm trying to make is that when you spend your free time basically just not doing anything and just sitting there staying idle for most of the time, just having a look around, being away from all the bullshit, from all the social media, from all the video games, and just having a free time for yourself. That is truly an eye opening experience, one of which is very rare in this modern day where everyone is distracted, where everyone just wants to be sterilized by the instant gratification activities. And yeah, it is very needed. And I do this free time of basically just sitting there and looking at the nature and, for example, focusing on my mind, just having a uh, kind of half meditation session. It's when I'm on my trampoline, just enhancing my mind, getting new ideas, processing my thoughts even faster, and also visualizing and planning for the future. That is a really fun one, especially. And my parents know how much I love this good habit. But yeah, I cannot really do it during the winter. Like, yeah, sure, I can jump on my trampoline whenever I feel like it. I don't care if it's winter, I don't care if literally a tornado comes, you're gonna see me jump on that thing like there's no tomorrow. I don't care about the cold. The thing that I'm really worried for is the water, especially when it rains, because it gets into all of the plastic that covers the springs, and yeah, then it comes flowing out when I start to jump. I don't know, it just finds some weird pathways that it takes, and then it gets my socks all wet, and yeah, it's just not fun. And so my parents realized this trouble, and they didn't want me to have this problem in winter because in summer it is okay when it is like 30 degrees outside, since it just vaporizes the water in an instant. But in winter, the water just stays there for weeks on end, and it takes a lot of time to evaporate, especially when the sun doesn't come up. And so that's why, during Christmas Eve of 2021, they bought me like this in-home trampoline. It is not very big. It's probably like 2 meters in diameter, or sorry, probably like 1.5 meters. It's not really that big, but it is sufficient. And at that time, I was a 14-year-old, ungrateful little brat. Like, of course, I was never a really bad kid. Like, I never acted rude towards anyone. It was just that I didn't feel like jumping on it because I had this like fitness ball that I would use instead of my trampoline during the winter. And so, yeah, but eventually, as time went on, and in summer of 2023, when I went all out on my self-evolution journey, when I started to wake up at 5 a.m., when I started to exercise to its fullest, when I started to meditate, when I started to gratitude journal, I started to research men's health more often. And my dad even told me that whenever you jump on that fitness ball, it is really bad for your balls because you keep squeezing them and yeah, you keep also pressuring them since you're pulling your feet together and you're warming them up, meaning that your sperm cells that are slowly dying out. And for most of 2023 and for most of early 2024, I ignored him. Was that little trampoline was still out there, waiting for me to use it after all these years. By this point, I only jumped on it like 5 times probably. And as it goes, in September of this year, I realized that eventually the winter will come. It was just a matter of when. Like in any year, it is. But I no longer just wanted to jump on my ball because I just wasn't satisfied by it anymore. I was now using it to do curl ups and I didn't want it to get all mixed up. And I wanted to get some free time for myself because I have the fitness ball in my living room. And whenever I jump on it, my family just keeps on distracting me. And so I don't get to really explore my thoughts that much. And I also became much more mindful about my health in general. And so I wanted to give the trampoline another go. And so, me and my mom, I didn't want her to help, but she just happened to be there at that time. We constructed it together. Of course, we didn't like destroy the entire thing when I stopped jumping on it. The springs they were still attached to it. It was just that the handle needed to be put back together. And so, we placed the parts back together and we placed it into our house once again, where it remains to this day. And on that day, as I started to jump on it once again, I literally got the same feeling that I got from my trampoline. It was absolutely incredible. And it was even a superior feeling than that of jumping on the fitness ball. It was literally, and it was quite literally, that I had my trampoline with me, but this time inside. And I would have the benefit of having the full mindfulness and the power of visualizations whenever I needed it with me inside. And I was just so grateful that my parents never sold it in this 2.5 years window. I was so grateful on that day that I basically had the opportunity to still appreciate it even after all this time. Because I remember that like 2 weeks after Christmas of 2021, my mom asked me, "Are you even using the trampoline in the first place?" And I said quietly, "Uh, no." And she just said that, "Okay, so we're probably just gonna sell it." But yeah, I was so grateful that she'd never done it. But then I realized something. If I was so grateful for this thing right now, are there any other people that I am not grateful for right now, that I don't need right now, that I've basically like surpassed them in some kind of way, like in quality, who I don't need right now? I don't know if it makes sense to you, but when it comes to your self evolution journey, when you start to become more advanced, your mental health, your physical health, your financial situation, and in your relationships, you find out that after you level up your quality, you gain new knowledge, you become stronger, you actually attract higher quality people just naturally. When you walk into some kind of social event, you attract the higher quality people because you get more confident and you just believe more in yourself. And after 6 months, you will find out that the friends that you have right now, you won't relate to them as much anymore. You will almost even be quite repelled by them in some kind of way. Like the jokes that you used to laugh about 6 months ago won't be as attractive as right now. You will literally start to think about the business opportunities, like all the productive good things that you could be doing right now instead of hanging around with them. You will also be thinking about all the different decisions that you can take to not end up like them. And you may even think to yourself that you're above them, but not in a bad way, of course. Like you're a undisputed king that is above everyone and eat my shit peasant. No, of course not. The fact is, when it comes to having relationships with anyone, even after you become higher quality than them and you just don't relate to them anymore, then you should still keep them. And what for? Well, because you get to keep all of their life lessons. You get to hear them out. And if they don't take your advice, then whatever. But they still give you their advice. They tell you what not to do to not end up like them. Do you see what I mean? You can literally leverage these quote unquote lower quality people to your advantage, to not end up like them, to see what opportunities you shouldn't take. And plus, you also have nothing to lose. Your willpower is now stronger, and your discipline also, and you're now more mindful, meaning that even if you do eventually give in and you go to a club and you tell one of your buddies that you never drank before in your entire life, and they all start to pressure you, you just sit there or stay there as an unbreakable wall, and you don't let anyone pressure you and to break your willpower. Even if they pull the fucking trick on you that they give you the bottle, you just stand there for 10 seconds thinking about the next thing that you should say or the next action. And even if they say something like, "Hello, are you okay? Did you freeze or something?" "Oh, he's tripping already." "Look, guys, he's." You just stay there like an unbreakable pillar of hope, of stoicism, of unbreakfulness, of powerful willpower, and you don't let anyone bother you. Okay? And that's what gratitude teaches you about relationships. It is the fact that you should appreciate every single person that you've met in your entire lifetime, especially the people like your past classmates with whom you probably even hang around with to this day, and that you possibly even never related to them, you should still keep them around because they will see your success and they will admire you the most. It is their choice. They will choose to envy you or to praise you and to stay with you. You will tell it by the expression in their eyes. I don't know if this entire story made sense, but it was such a huge symbolism that you basically just understand when you become that advanced in your self evolution journey. If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day, and who will be in a state of healthy competition with you, but at the same time, they will give you advice whenever you need it, then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching this video and you're willing to take action, then I know that you have way more potential than you think you have. I know that you'll find your place in there, so please stop being held back by the 99% of people and join us on the path towards greatness. And if you want to learn more about healthy mindsets that will set you up for 100% success rate, then I suggest that you should look into Timeless Readers Mindsets in the description. Not only will they make you mentally tougher, but they will literally make you succeed in any realm possible. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you like, join the email list in the description, and get yourself a free ebook about mindfulness. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most, and which part of the video you will implement into your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. Have a look into Timeless Readers' mindsets. It will truly change your life for the better. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you